Hi everyone, we are from TRADISI Club. Me and my team will be reading a children's book titled Chipko Takes Root, written and illustrated by Jeyanthi Manokaran. Without further ado, let's further begin. Doom dadaka, doom dadaka, doom dadaka, doom. High up in the branches of a tree, Dichi plays on her dolak. Her three brothers clamber up the same sturdy tree while their sheep jostle and bleat on the meadow below. Dichi! Echoes Dada's voice through the cheer, pine, deodar, and ash trees. Come, we must visit your grandmother across the river. Boys, bring the sheep home safely. Can't we come too? Begs Shayam. Next time, says Dada firmly. Dichi will stay on there to nurse grandma. She is very sick now. Dada guides their mule through knee-deep river water. Nimble as a mountain goat, Dichi tucks her skirt to skip on the rocks. Her toes tinkle in the chill waters until she slips and tumbles in with a splash. Careful, warns Chacha, who is fishing nearby. In a sudden surge, the river swells and roars above them in a furious flash flood. Chacha rushes over to grab Dichi by the arms. Her left leg is caught beneath a rolling boulder. Dada's figure is a blur, his voice muffled by the raging waters. Caught in the current, the mule swims and staggers to the other side. Its burden toppled and swept away. Chacha can barely keep his balance in the deluge as he tries to extricate Dichi's leg from below the obstinate rock. Drenched in muddy water, he musters all his strength to yank Dichi out. His powerful shoulders carry her back to Ma, who crouches, sobbing over her bedraggled daughter. Sharp needles of pain shoot up Dichi's left leg. Enveloped by a fit of trembling, she faints. Leaving Dichi with her horrified Ma, Chacha charges back for Dada, but Dada never returns. Cold fingers of fear clutch at Dichi's heart when they bring his body home from the river. Dichi hears of the sports goods company that felled the cheer, pine, deodar, and ash trees to make cricket bats and other sports stuff. Why do they chop our forests? Can't they see the landslides thunder down the mountainside? The fierce flash floods that carry away the poor folk? Those floods took her Dada and the power in Dichi's left leg. She now has no sensation in it below the knee. Can Dichi ever forget those icy river waters? She still feels them block her ears, leak into her nose, blur her eyes, and close over her head.
But no, Tata says she must think of the good things, dwell on the positive. Courage wells up with a glowing warmth that melts away her fears. She still has Ma and her brothers. Chacha and Chachi care for all of them. They have their own. Diji loves her Chacha like her own Dada, but is upset when she overhears Chachi say to Ma, "Your brother is a good man, but his gambling is a habit that can make or break you. And now we are going downhill." Chacha, a gambler? Oh no, it can't be so. Days pass. Dichi and her family fall into a new routine. Dichi sits on her ash tree, glancing down at the two rugged crutches that lie on the grass below. Chacha made them for her from her mighty ash. My branches are thin and fat, long and short, whispers her ash, but I'm strong. Dichi climbs higher to peer into a bird's nest. She trails her fingers after a row of ants and sniffs the cool scent of ash leaves. You are my ash tree, Chacha says. I'm just like you, sturdy as a yak. With these crutches, I'll be strong and fierce as a yeti. Hey, Dichi! Everyone's at the meeting, yells Shyam. Quick as lightning, Dichi slides down, picks up her crutches, and follows him to the vast shady tree where the villagers gather around Gauri, the village elder. We may be illiterate, but we are wise folk, says Gauri. We will not allow them to auction our precious trees to any company. When Chand, the contractor, comes with his axemen, we will go out into the forest and hug the cheer pine deodar ash trees. There will be no violence. The villagers troop into the forest, chanting their Chipko slogans. Dichi grabs her dolak to boom along with the chant of children who bounce around like rubber balls. Doom dadaka, doom dadaka, doom dadaka, doom. What do these forests bear? Shouts Dichi. Soil, water, and pure air, chorus the children, following her with a hop and a jump. But a cluster of uniformed axemen is there before them. Contractor Chan's bulky form looms above, barking out orders to methodically mark the cheer, pine, deodar, and ash trees for auction with a chalky white axe. The villagers clamor around them in fury. They bear down upon the axemen. They brandish their dolaks, filling the forest with Chipko songs. Let us protect and plant the trees. Go awaken the villagers and drive away the axemen. Doom dadaka, doom dadaka, doom dadaka, doom.
Contractor Chan gives an evil grin as he and his axemen troop into a bus and drive away. The next day, there is a hop-up as the village men get ready for a long drive down the mountainside. Trucks are sent by the government for the menfolk to view the film, a sudden treat that can't be ignored, as movies are rarely seen in these parts. The women are busy weaving. The village school is a buzz. Children learn new Chipko slogans, draw cheer, pine, deodar, and ash trees on their slates, beat on their dolaks, and dance. Soil ours, water ours. Ours are these forests too. Our forefathers raised this. It is we who must protect this too. Dum daraka, dum daraka, dum daraka, dum. After school, Dichi and her brothers take the sheep into the forest to graze. Along with the other village kids, they hug the cheer, pine, deodar, and ash trees. Their cheerful voices fade as the sun dips into the horizon and the children head back to the village with bundles of firewood on their heads. Dichi lingers to close her eyes and lean on her favorite tree. Its feathery leaves calm her. The smooth bark cools her cheeks as it seems to whisper to her. No one must take away my ash, thinks Dichi firmly. Time stands still. All is right with the world. But these tranquil trees are all aflutter when from their bosom parrots squawk and take wing in a flurry of green feathers. Squirrels burst out of the undergrowth in a frenzy. With a screech of brakes, a bus jolts to a stop beneath the cliff. Spattered with mud, it is enveloped in a cloud of dust. Ditchy peers through the curtain of leaves. Men troop out in single file. Their khaki uniforms are scruffy. Their axes gleam as they head towards the forest with its cheer, pine, deodar, and ash trees. Burly Chan follows. Their footsteps echo down the mountainside. Help! My ash! They can't cut my ash! Ditchy slips off the branch to slither down the steep mountainside. Panting, she throws her crutches over the gentle slope of green to roll after them. Rumble, tumble, tum. Rumble, tumble, tum. Ditchy's heart booms like her dolak. Dum daraka, dum daraka, dum daraka, dum. I need help. Ditchy flounders, gropes for her crutches and totters home. Ma! She gasps. She gasps. Ma rushes out to wrap her protective arms about her as she crumbles like charred wood in a bonfire. Ma, my ash! They're cutting it! Who, child? Talk slowly. Here, drink this water. They came in a big bus with axes. So many men. Huge men with sharp axes, Ma. Oh no, it's the contractors' men come to chop our trees. Quick, we have to do something. You wait here, I'll gather everyone, says Ditchy, catching her breath and squaring her shoulders. Women and children rush to rally around with dolaks. We've got to do something. Contractor Chan tricked our menfolk into going away, Ma says, wringing the edge of her pantu. How do we stop them without our menfolk? We'll show them, but remember, absolutely no violence, says the village elder, Gauri, who is Ma's best friend. Ditchy's heart booms along with the dolak. Doom daraka, doom daraka, doom daraka, doom. Chipko, she yells, hug the trees. Holler the women and children till their throats ache for a drink of hot buttered tea.
The forest throbs with the wails of cheer, pine, deodar, and ash trees. What do the forest bear? Shouts Dichi, raising her fist high. Soil, water, and pure air, chorus the women and children. The axe that marks every tree to be cut feels like a gash, a wound that will never heal. My ash, what will I do without you? Dichi's trembling fingers scratch at the bark to erase the axe. You can't cut my ash, she says fiercely. Her arms wrap around her tree. Move out, rasped Contractor Chan, pulling her away roughly. Dichi whirls to stamp her feet. Her eager eyes scrutinize the axemen who crowd around. They look tired and weary. As her gaze fixes on one figure hiding behind a tree, his eyes drop to the ground. Dichi's eyes widen. Cha-cha, you too? There's a hush in the woods. Cha-Cha slumps to drop his axe with a cling. I have a gambling debt. I am out of work, says Cha-Cha lamely. Dichi and her brothers rush to hug him. Cha-Cha will work and help you to repay your debts. I can weave a shawl and sell it, says Dichi. I'll work at the soap unit, says Ram. I'll work at the watermill, says Cheyenne. Cha-Cha's head droops. A teardrop glistens in his eye. He throws off the shirt of his uniform, picks up Dichi's dollar. Dum dadaka, dum dadaka, dum dadaka, dum. What do the forests bear? Boom Cha-Cha and Dichi. Soil, water, and pure air, chorus the women and children. You foolish girl, These forests bear timber, resin, and foreign exchange cards in the contractor John. Men who chop down those trees at once, every one of them, cher, pine, deodar, and ash. No, 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 please don't, says Dichi, holding on to her tree. The trees are our saviors. She's right, says Chacha. She lost her dada in that flood. An axeman opens burning palms to drop his axe. Another axe clings down, and another, until one by one, the axemen troop out of the forest. Dum dadaka, dum dadaka, dum dadaka, dum. Chipko, hug the trees, cries Dichi. Hoarse voices echo with the wind that winds through the cher, pine, deodar, and ash trees. Cut this forest and you wipe out our village, says Ma. A bulky form blows out the sky. Contractor Chan towers before them, looking like a thunder, shaking an angry fist. He stamps in his feet, turns on his heel, and marches away. Squeezing her hands together, Dichi takes a deep breath. She can't believe it. All the X-Men have gone. We did it, says Ma. We'll take our Chipko movement to every part of India. Chipko, hug the trees, cry the women and children. Toes tap, feet thumb, hand in hand. They swing into a joyous victory dance. The ash sways in the breeze. Dichi rests her cheek against its cool bark. She feels its feathery leaves rustle in the evening breeze. I'm like you, strong and fierce like a yeti, sturdy as a yak. Dichi whispers to her ash tree. All right, so that's it for today. That's a wrap from me and my team, TRADISI. Thank you very much for having us in this wonderful campaign in the fight against illiteracy. We felt the significance of increasing literacy awareness in Malaysia, and overall reading is indeed very important because the more you read, the more you know, the better and well equipped you are. So thank you very much. Take care.